Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Jaya Radha Nandanishwara Radha Nandanishwara Radhe Jaya Radha Nitai Gaur Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. My humble obeisances to all the devotees who will come together for this Sunday feast class. Accept my humble obeisances. Today, a very special day, the disappearance day of our Param Guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is,
Prabhuji, your voice is a bit low.
Am I? Okay.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Is it any better now?
It is better now. Better now.
Okay. Speak a little louder today. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's our, spiritual and he's a great grandfather. He said grandfather is more merciful than our own father. So, if you want really more mercy of Krishna, then we should always approach our great grandfathers. They're really, merciful to us today. So we'll begin our discussion today. So we'll do Mangalacharan and then we'll talk something about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And also today is the disappearance day of Gadhadhar Pandit. So we'll speak about that as well. So let's begin our Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivash Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today uh, uh, is a very special day because there are so many days are tied together today. Today is Disappearance Day of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Disappearance Day of Gadhadhar Pandit. In a Western calendar, today is also the Father's Day. And also today is the International Yoga Day also. So uh, people are doing yoga exercises. But devotees, we also know the yoga means to connect to Krishna. Today is an international day to connect to Krishna also in that sense. So we'll keep that into our mind. How we can celebrate international day to connect to Krishna. And also in some part of the world there was a solar eclipse, and it is said that in the solar eclipse time it's a very dangerous time. That time also devotees come together and they chant the name of Krishna to counteract the inauspicious effect of solar eclipse. So in a way solar eclipse also invokes kind of auspiciousness. So many things are coming up together, and but we'll focus on the life and pastimes of Gadadhar Pandit and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, many of you will know. I think all of us would Actually, probably you would know more than me about him, but as a service to you, I'll speak something about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we all know he is the father of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the guru of Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada spread the Holy Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. And we are all here because Prabhupada's disciples have given shelter to us, and somehow or other, because of their mercy, we are here, in the service and in the shelter of Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the grand plan of Krishna, he is a very, very, very important person in the mission that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought to this world. So uh, we all know, Krishna, he spoke in Bhagavad Gita at the end, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Shanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Moksha Ishami Masuchaha. That abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. I will take care of all your sinful activities. Masuchaha, don't be fearful. So Krishna says, don't be fearful. I'll look after you. So Krishna gives that assurance that just surrender to me, and I will look after you. But the problem was that the people didn't know how to surrender to Krishna. People had so many ideas about surrendering to Krishna. So seeing our difficult conditions, and especially in Kali Yuga, people have no tendency to surrender to Krishna. The name surrender brings a lot of negativity in their heart. So Krishna, being very merciful, he decided to come again to this material world as his own devotee to teach and to give an example how to surrender to Krishna. So Krishna, he came as Lord Chaitanya. Specifically, he had few other mission as well, but one of the mission was to teach each and every one of us how to surrender to Krishna. So he is Krishna himself, but is in a mood of a devotee. So how a devotee surrenders to Krishna. So he is showing by his own example how to surrender to Krishna. So while Mahaprabhu was here, inaugurated the Harinam Sankirtan movement. That in Kali Yuga, if you want to surrender to Krishna, chanting of the holy name is the only way to purify ourselves and go back home, back to Godhead. So Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he inaugurated the Harinam Sankirtan movement. And then Mahaprabhu, because he also had a desire to relish the mood of Radharani in separation. So he to relish that as well, he came as a Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So while he was relishing that mood, he also proclaimed that in every town and village, because Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani, and Radharani always wants to distribute in the love for Krishna everywhere. So in that love for Krishna, in that mood of Radharani, Mahaprabhu also proclaimed that in every town and village, my name will be sung. And Mahaprabhu didn't say, just Bharat Bhumi. When he wanted to say Bharat Bhumi, he specifically said Bharat Bhumi. Because he said Bharat Bhumi te janma hoilo jar, janma sarthak kari parab karu upkar. Anybody who is born in India or related to India, he should perfect their life by surrendering to Krishna and then spread this good fortune to everyone else. That is the everybody's responsibility, who is related to India or born in India, to spread the glories of Krishna. But then Mahaprabhu also proclaimed that Prithvite aje sarva nagarati gram sarvatra pacharu hoibi morana. So Mahaprabhu specifically said Prithvite aje sarva nagarati gram. He said, on the Prithvi, in the whole planet Prithvi, wherever there is a Nagar and Adi Gram, there are towns and there are villages. In every village, my name will be sung. That's he proclaimed. Uh, and we know that when Lord says something, it happens. uh, when Lord desires something, no one can stop it. It must happen. We know the Mahavishnu, he simply glances on the Mahatattva and the whole creation takes place. So just by glancing, so many things happen. Here Mahaprabhu, the same Mahavishnu, is saying that in every town and village, my name will be sung. And he specifically says, Prithvite Ache Sarva Nagarati Gram. Didn't say Bharat Bhumi or Asia or something. He says, Prithvite Ache, every town and village, my name will be sung. So that was Mahaprabhu's proclamation. And Mahaprabhu, and all his associates, while Mahaprabhu was on this planet Earth, he established the Nam Sankirtan movement very firmly, very, very, very firmly. But after the Mahaprabhu's disappearance from this world, for some mysterious reason, the Mahaprabhu's the movement, his mood was little lost. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that as time passes, sometimes the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is lost. Similarly, that mission was little, not so going well. But then Mahaprabhu sent his one of his very strong devotee in the form of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to start that mission again. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to his disappearance day we are celebrating today. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not an ordinary Vaishnava. He's a really a big Mahajan Vaishnava. That when Mahaprabhu's desire was to spread this movement every town and village of the world, actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he actually took up that mission. Yes, Mahaprabhu's mission must be spread all over the world. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a grahastha. He was not a sannyasi, and he was not a he was busy. In fact, he was a grahastha, so he had his household duties, and but still, he was very adamant. He was very strong about spreading the movement all over the world. So Prabhupada, very fondly, he writes many places and many times he mentions also that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to spread his mission all over the world, he sent, the first book, Life and Precepts of Lord Sri Chaitanya, to McGill University in Montreal, Canada, in the year 1896. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was always contemplating, how this movement, how the Mahaprabhu's movement can be spread all over the world. While he was, in the India, and India was at the time under the British rule, and this mission looked, on the face, very difficult to do. But as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, being a very close associate of Mahaprabhu, he took that mission. So to start with, he sent that first book out of India. So that was kind of the first seed that was sown to spread the Mahaprabhu's mission all over the world. So Prabhupada very fondly writes, 1896 is the same year that I was born. And we also know that Prabhupada, he took this mission, practically every town and village of the world. Prabhupada, within the 13 years that he traveled outside India, 13 years, no 12 years. 12 years he started spent outside India. He circumambulated so many times the planet Earth. And before he left, He had thousands and thousands of devotees in all the parts of every part of the world, in 108 temples, on the planet Earth. And then, he also empowered, Srila Prabhupada empowered so many of his disciples to carry this movement forward. So that 100 centers or 100 temples have become, 600 and 700, and the count is still going on, every month, every week, every year, hundreds of other centers are getting opened. Uh, but the seed was sown by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that Mahaprabhu's name will be sung in every town and village of the world. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was constantly contemplating on the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also, he was always praying to Krishna, that Krishna, this mission is, very difficult, so I need some help. So he prayed to Krishna that, oh Vishnu, I need a ray of Vishnu. Please send a ray of Vishnu. Vishnu's ray is very strong. So you're saying, send me a son, who can, take this mission very forward. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers was really answered. And, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was born to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had many children, but Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very special, because it's a special gift of Krishna, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed for him and Krishna gave that gift. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he really took up the mission of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very, very strongly. First of all, he removed all the contamination, in this, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava, some parampara. Now, before the parampara was almost lost, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur re-established the parampara, and then whatever the cleaning has to be done, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur did the cleaning, and he very firmly established, the pure bhakti, throwing away all the Mayavad contamination, and so many other contaminations were there. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he really, very strongly, made the whole parampara very healthy. And then Krishna sent a very special soldier of his, Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada took up the mission of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he, being blessed by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and all our acharyas, Prabhupada, he took up this mission, outside, and in every town and village of the world. So when Mahaprabhu's proclamation was made, that proclamation will come true no matter what. And as current generation, it is up to us whether we take, as a follower of Prabhupada and follower Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we take this mission forward. If we won't take it, somebody else will do it, but if you do it, the credit will be ours. Otherwise, the credit is there for anyone to take it. So anybody who is serious about, the mission of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and which is the mission of actually Krishna. So it's Lord's mission, it's not an ordinary mission, it's a Lord's mission. So the credit is ours if you want to take it. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also proclaimed that the day will come, when the people from England and France and America and all over the world, they'll come to Mayapur, and they will, do the Harinam Sankirtan, and which is coming true. If you go to Mayapur, the Mayapur, you will find nationality people from all the nationalities, in Mayapur. Anytime in the world you go, the people from all over the world, they are there, and especially Gaur Purnima. In Gaur Purnima, thousands and thousands of people come from all over the world to celebrate Gaur Purnima. So that proclamation also is coming very true, and then it is said that once our, TOVP temple of Vedic Planetarium, will be completed and open, then according to, again, there's another proclamation by Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu said that Adbhut Mandir will come up in the future. He gave this proclamation to Srila Jiva Goswami. That this temple will come up, Adbhut, very fantastic, absolutely wonderful temple will come up. And once this temple, will be open, then the floodgate of Lord Chaitanya's mercy will be opened, and it will inundate the whole world with the mercy and with the love of Krishna to everyone. Nothing will be spared. Everybody will get chance. They'll be drowned in the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Uh, so all these things are coming up together. The TOVP is coming together. Mahaprabhu's mercy is coming together. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's proclamation is coming together. Uh, and Prabhupada's mission, his disciples, all Prabhupada's disciples, so merciful, so strong they are. They are all spreading the Mahaprabhu's mission so wonderfully every part of the world. But when we look at the Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life, actually it started from him. And the seed of spreading the movement all over the world, he saw those seeds. Hmm. And when he proclaimed that the every town from people from every part of the world will come to Mayapur, why people will come? Because Mayapur is a place where Lord Chaitanya did his pastimes. But when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was living, that time actually even the place of Mahaprabhu's birth was lost. Huh? So he, wonderfully found, rediscovered, the place of Mahaprabhu's birth, which is called Yoga Peeth. Again, a fantastic story. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so much, anxious to find out, that I must find out the place where Mahaprabhu was born. And he being the magistrate, he had all the resources available of government maps and all previous record. But that area is, the Ganga flows from that area, and Ganga, she changes her course, every few years. So there was not a particular, proper record to find out where exactly was the place where Mahaprabhu was born. So one day it is said that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was, chanting, standing on the terrace of his house, and somewhere in the distance, he saw great, effulgence coming out of that place in a part of a Mayapur, and he was really struck with wonder, that what is this place? So then he realized, this place must be the appearance place of Sri Mahaprabhu. So he the next day he went there, and also he took with himself Srila Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's own guru. He took with him, and at that time Jagannath Babaji Maharaj was way beyond 100-year old, and in his body was really very old body. He was so old that 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 everybody, he couldn't walk. He has to be carried in a basket. So he couldn't even walk. So he took Jagannath Babaji Maharaj with him, and he took Babaji Maharaj to this place where this effulgence was coming. And when they reached there, they saw the whole place was covered with tulsi plant. Uh, and then as soon as the Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj's place, his basket was placed on the land, suddenly Jagannath Babaji Maharaj came out of the the basket and started jumping and dancing. uh, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's confirmed that yes, this is the place that Mahaprabhu was born. So that place is called Yoga Peeth. And the Bhaktivinoda Thakur later on built a wonderful temple there. There's a tree, Nima tree, where Mahaprabhu, under that tree Mahaprabhu was born. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gave us Yoga Peeth. He gave us Mayapur. He gave us the vision. He gave us the all the necessary blessings and the empowerment that we require to spread the Mahaprabhu's mission all over the world. So we owe a lot, to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In fact, he is the one, he started the whole movement, which was practically lost. So he's our, great grandfather in a way, in the spiritual sense, because in our Shastra we learn, we people are identified with their genealogy, biological genealogy, from the side of your mother and father. But the devotees, they also have a second genealogy, the genealogy of spiritual instructions, that who is your guru. And that actually genealogy matters, because that genealogy connects us with the Supreme Lord Krishna spiritually. Our biological genealogy connects us through the biology. This connects our body, to this genealogy. But the spiritual connection, our spiritual enlightenment, that is coming from this parampara, this disciplic succession. So in that disciplic succession, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is our great, great, great grandfather. Hmm? And that grandfather, we should remember him today because we are all celebrating Father's Day. So we should remember our great, great, great grandfather. That because of him, we have somehow or other been given entrance into this the unimaginable good fortune of entering into the Mahaprabhu's pastime of spreading the movement in every town and village. Uh, we cannot even imagine, what is the value of our good fortune. So there are so many things we can, learn from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He has contributed so much. One of the things that I personally, look forward to him, his dedication and in his grahastha ashram, how he maintained his grahastha ashram. He was a magistrate and he was, so good in his job that British government was so impressed with his work that they had a special rail track established from his house to his office in the court. I don't know anybody ever in the world who has a rail track placed for him specifically for even just for one person to go from office. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so good in his job. But while doing his job so nicely, he was in the process of establishing the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How did he do it? So there is a nice. I wish I had that schedule. He used to follow very very strict time schedule. How he did it. He hardly used to sleep 2 or 3 hours in a day, and all the time he was so busy with his work. And after doing the work, most of the time he was just busy with the writing the songs in the glorification of Sri Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Krishna. So one of the contribution that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given is one of the very sweet bhajans that he wrote in glorification of Krishna. My dear devotee, if you probably even don't know, many times we are singing so many songs, but probably you don't know that actually these songs are from Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This famous song that we sing for Gaura Arti, that song is written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And one song, it's Jai Radha Madhav, that we sing before every class, that is written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That four lines of that song, but these four lines, actually it gives us the entrance into Vrindavan, because in that four lines, Krishna is there, Radharani is there, Gopis are there, Govardhan is there, Mother Yamuna is there, Yashoda is there. The whole Vrindavan is there. And this is the glory of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Within just four lines, if you just sing these four lines, your consciousness can be transferred into Vrindavan. Only very empowered devotees can do this. And then there is another song, there are many songs, but the one song which comes to my mind is Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana. Such a song. If you see in this song, there is only name of Krishna, but it is composed in such a way, if you just sing it, you are transferred, immediately, in the nectarine ocean of the name of Krishna. There is no way, you can be spared from that mercy if you just sing those songs. So we deliberately, I wanted to sing that song, at least one song. Probably we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav at the end of our class, because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he gave us that song. So end of our class, we'll sing that song. So now I come to a very special, part or special thing that we can learn from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now that is regarding Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, we Bhagavatam, it is said when Krishna, when he left this world, he gave us Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam, it is non-different than Krishna. It is, Bhagavatam itself is a Krishna. So Krishna's mercy, we can access anytime we want, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, Krishna is there in the holy name also. And we must chant our prescribed set of rounds every day. The it is a holy name in Krishna. They are non different. They are identical. At the same time, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is identical with Krishna. If you see in the life of Srila Prabhupada, the Prabhupada, he gave the major part of his energy was giving us Srimad Bhagavatam, translating Srimad Bhagavatam and giving his Bhaktivedanta purports. He spent practically all his nights, in giving us this book, and especially Srimad Bhagavatam. It is so important in our life because Bhagavatam, actually, when we access Krishna's mercy through Bhagavatam, we get all the energy and the enthusiasm to chant Krishna's name very nicely, to get the enthusiasm, to get the mercy, and the will, and the sweetness, and to go on this path, and distribute this mercy to each and everyone in this world. Hmm. So, uh, I will narrate one pastime of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, how he was so attached to Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm. Now, we have our dear Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, who unfortunately is contacted with COVID-19. And the good news are coming that he's recovering very fast, and by the devotees prayers, he'll be recovered very soon. But again, Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he has given this very beautiful biography of Srila Prabhupada in the form of called Abhay Charan. It's a serial with many episodes are there, and in that serial, there are few episodes which are specially made to glorify Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So anybody has access to that serial, believe it is there on YouTube as well. You can watch that serial. It gives the biography of Srila Prabhupada, how Prabhupada, in his early life, and the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, and how Prabhupada, later on, spread the whole ISKCON movement all over the world. So in that serial, this pastime is very nicely mentioned. But I will just narrate it very shortly. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he being a magistrate, the British government, whenever there is a very difficult job is there, they will assign it to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was very good, in his whatever project he was given or whatever job he was given to. So in those days, there was this very uh, demoniac person called Bishikishan. He was appeared to be a devotee, but he was a tantric, and he was, with his tantric vidya, he used to seduce, the ladies of a very reputed families, and he will contaminate them. And all the families, they were complaining to the government that he should do this for this person. He's really nuisance in the society. So these complaints were becoming very strong, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was given this job that find out and do something for him, that this he should restrain him. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took up this job, and he went to see this person. Now this person is a very tantric, and he had a lot of mystic power. He had all this unwanted mystic power, you can say, power to harass the people. So I saw in that serial, in that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he goes to a place where this Bishikishan, he was practicing his tantric vidya, his place of where he was residing. And it is a very very hard place, or a very obnoxious place he was going to. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was holding Srimad Bhagavatam in his hand, and he, with his Bhagavatam, he entered into this place, where this Bishikishan was staying. And then there was a dialogue, the exchange between Bhaktivinoda Thakur and this Bishikishan. And this Bishikishan, very obnoxious person. He said, "I am the God." So as soon as Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, "You are a God," he was convinced that this is a nuisance in the society. He must be removed or teach proper lesson. So But so he this Vishikishan, he was trying, so many, spells on him, on Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but no spell was working on him because he was, holding Bhagavatam. uh, and then, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, uh, Thakur, he arrested him, and then he put him into the prison. And this Bishikishan was really upset. He said, nobody could ever dare, doing this to me. How dare you do this? But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was completely fearless. So he put him into the prison, and this Bishikishan, he started putting spell on the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's family and the people, the police officers who arrested him, and they were all getting, high fever, and Bishikishan said, "Your family will die if you keep me here." Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, no, because when a devotees, if someone blasphemes the Lord and his devotees, he will never spare that person. Says, you're a nuisance in the society. You'll be taught a lesson. So the Bhaktivinoda Thakur put him into, prison, and then, his spells were getting really, really strong. But then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he realized that his powers are all coming from the hair. This Bishikishan has a very long hair. So, he ordered that, this, shave his head off, and all his powers will be gone. So no barber would, would dare to, shave his head off because he had so many mystic powers. So it is said Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually himself, he cut his, cut his hair, and as soon as his hairs were, shaved, and he lost all his power. And then after a few days, because, he was so much proud of his power, he could not sustain his life, and Vishikishan, he left his body. So this is a very wonderful pastime of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, how fearless he was. And his fearlessness came by his attachment to Srimad Bhagavatam. That, he said, as long as I have my Bhagavatam, no power in this world can touch me. And when I saw that scene, I was so much, enthused that, yes, this is it. This is, the proper way of, taking the shelter of the Lord. That, if you're at the shelter of the Lord gives abhayadan. We just started our class. Krishna said, "Ma suchaha, just surrender to me. I'll look after you. Ma suchaha, don't worry." So when Krishna says, "Don't worry," we don't have to worry, but we have to surrender to Krishna. How do we surrender to Krishna? When we follow Krishna's instructions, and then we remain under the mercy of Krishna, and that we can access by Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna, they are non-different; they're identical, one and the same. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he showed with this example that how Bhagavatam, gives the fearlessness, and it gives a complete protection. So, my dear devotees, the Bhagavatam, please, if you, I'm sure you have the, Bhagavatam in your house. If you don't have, please take one copy. Our temple, Madhav Kumar Prabhu is very actively, encouraging devotees to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. If you don't have one copy, please get one copy and keep it in your house. Once in the house, I'm sure you will be very much inclined to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Many times devotees say that, it is a very long book, 20 volumes, when will be finished? Just start with 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, however much you can read. Start we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. So we have this determination. So have some extra determination. Take some extra step. That then not a day should pass in my life where I am not reading Srimad Bhagavatam. If you have that, that determination, then Krishna will give all the, necessary, the amount of time and determination to read Srimad Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is so powerful that even if you keep in our house will become auspicious, because Bhagavatam and Krishna is identical. Whenever the Krishna is there, inauspiciousness cannot survive. We hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord says that, wherever Krishna is there, Maya cannot stay. Just like wherever the sun is there, the darkness cannot stay. Huh? So when Bhagavatam is there in our house, the inauspiciousness cannot stay. The house becomes auspicious just by keeping Bhagavatam in our house. Hmm? And what to speak of reading? If you read it every day, it is like worshipping Krishna. Huh? When we worship Krishna through the worship of the arti and incense and flowers, yes, we must do that. When your deities in our house, we must worship Krishna. But by worshipping Krishna, what we are doing? We are offering our consciousness to Krishna through that worship. And Bhagavatam is the same thing. When you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you are giving our consciousness to Krishna. You are giving our consciousness. You are sincerely hearing the words of Krishna through Bhagavatam. So reading Bhagavatam, it is identical of offering arti to Krishna, offering worship to Krishna. There is no difference at all. So my dear devotees, please read Bhagavatam every day. Not a day should pass where we are not reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm? So, and also, it is said that, it is, Bhagavatam gives fearlessness. It brings all auspiciousness. So have one copy in your house. If you don't have, get one copy. And if you really want to be, really merciful to this world, here we just, today we discussed about how Bhaktivinoda Thakur was so merciful, that he brought Krishna into our life. Uh, that if you really want to give a gift, be very thankful to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then we should take up a mission that I should be, that I will distribute Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. If you can't do all over the world, then we must try as much as possible, as much as, every devotee, they should say, in a year, I will distribute at least one Bhagavatam set. One Bhagavatam set a year, which is easily achievable. I'm sure some of us, if we can, be more enthusiastic, probably you can do a Bhagavatam set a month, which is 12 sets in a year. So, uh, and why we want to do this? Because we want to bring auspiciousness all over the world. And if you already have a copy, then I'm sure we have friends and relatives. Those we love the most. They will also have a house. So if we really want to a very great gift, a gift which will really matter in their life, to bring auspiciousness, fearlessness, the great spiritual wealth into their life. You can give that gift by giving them the gift of Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you really have a very loving family members, who might not be a devotee, but if you really love them, then give them Bhagavatam set. Uh, it just costs about 200 pound, which is even less than your home insurance, or your home insurance for a year, or your uh, TV subscription, or your car insurance, even less than that. But one Bhagavatam set in one family, uh, and look at the mercy of Bhagavatam. It will change the life of that family. Just because Bhagavatam is there in the house, it is said it will serve the four generations can benefit from that Bhagavatam, because his books, they are very potent. Uh, it says that minimum four generations will take benefit from this Bhagavatam. So this 200 pound is nothing. It is not even a 1p worth for contribution. But that benefit that Srimad Bhagavatam will bring, in our loved one's life, it is immense benefit. Probably they might not appreciate when you give them the gift, but you should be convinced that if they keep the Bhagavatam in their house, it will bring auspiciousness, it will bring them fearlessness. Uh, and because once the Bhagavatam comes into our house, the things will start. Once it is there, people would like to read it, and once they read it, the life is changed. But even if they don't read it, just keeping them in a house will change their life. And I'm sure, there's not a doubt at all. Once it is there in the house, people would like to read Srimad Bhagavatam. So, my humble request on this day of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disappearance day, that as a gift to our param guru, that we should distribute Bhagavatam as much as possible all over the world, if not all over the world, to our relatives, to our friends, and take some vow today, that in a year I'll distribute at least one Bhagavatam, or whatever vow you want to take, but distribute Bhagavatam as much as possible. So this is the one lesson that we can learn from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disappearance day. So it is 2 o'clock now. I'm supposed to also cover Gadadhar Pandit's lifetime as well. So my apologies to you. Actually, I should have spoken more about Gadadhar Pandit, but I'll 5-6 minutes I'll narrate some part of his lifetime. So Gadadhar Pandit also, uh, you know, actually I'm not qualified to speak about him because Gadadhar Pandit is the incarnation of Srimati Radharani. Uh, So, in the Manchester temple, we worship Sri Panchatattva. So, in Panchatattva, on the left side of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gadadhar Pandit, and he's the incarnation of Srimati Radharani. So, we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes, he's a Krishna himself, but he's coming in the mood of Radharani. So, his mood is of Radharani, but Radharani has also come, personally as an incarnation in the form of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar Pandit is always with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's always, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's always, in the mood of a separation to Krishna, because in the mood of Radharani, he comes so many a times he goes to an ecstasy, and it harms his body. But Gadadhar Pandit, he would always calm him down, and then he'll always Sri Sachimata, Mahaprabhu's wife, sorry, Mahaprabhu's mother. She said, that Gadadhar, you should always stay with my Nimai, because you only know how to, pacify him. So Gadadhar Pandit, while Mahaprabhu was there in the Navadvip, he stayed with him. And Gadadhar Pandit was a brahmachari, he never married. He always, Nestika brahmachari, he always stayed brahmachari. So while Mahaprabhu was there in the Navadvip, he stayed with Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu, when he went to Puri after sannyas, then he also moved to Puri and he took a Kshetra sannyas. Kshetra sannyas means living at one place and never leave that place for the rest of the life. You stayed at one place and you serve Krishna there. So Gadadhar Pandit, he was, living in Puri and in a place called Tota Gopinath temple. There's a beautiful temple of Gopinath. In Tota, in Odia language, Tota means garden. It's a temple with beautiful garden around it. So Gadadhar Pandit used to worship Gopinath, and Gadadhar Pandit was very expert in reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. We just spoke about Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mahaprabhu would love to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So Mahaprabhu would come to Gadadhar Pandit, at Toda Gopinath temple, and in Gadadhar Pandit, he would recite Srimad Bhagavatam. And the both of them, will tears in their eyes, in their ecstasy, they'll just relish the Bhagavatam, every day. Whenever, the chance was that they would discuss Bhagavatam. Now here, my dear devotees, you see the Krishna, is in the form of a Radharani. And as a Radharani personally, they are meeting, at Tota Gopinath temple. And what is their business? What are they doing there? They are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. When Krishna and Radha meet, they have a very loving exchange of love and devotion. It's like a Ras Leela. The love of the Krishna is at epitome when Radha and Krishna are meeting. The same Radha and Krishna, they are meeting, and what are they doing? They are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. So reciting Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different, than the ecstasies are experienced by Radha and Krishna. So reciting Bhagavatam, my dear devotees, it is not an ordinary thing. It is the highest benediction one can ever achieve in this material world, is to have an access to Srimad Bhagavatam and read it. So there is no way, there is not enough, emphasis one can ever put on reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So Gadadhar Pandit, he would recite Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mahaprabhu, he would cry, and then he says most of the time the Bhagavatam was wet, with the tears falling from Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. The Bhagavatam was wet. And in this way, Mahaprabhu used to relish Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's a disappearance day of Gadadhar Pandit and Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Actually, disappearance day in our, devotees don't like to discuss those because disappearance day of any Vaishnava is not so pleasurable celebration. But in this on these days, we can learn from their life. We can see how they live their life. How can I imbibe the teachings, the principles they lived, and how can I imbibe those teachings in my life. So in my very insignificant way, when I studied, and when I was trying to say something from their life, the one thing I found is the Srimad Bhagavatam in the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Shri Gadhadhar Pandit. So this is my insignificant way of inspiring you to read Bhagavatam and distribute Bhagavatam. So please take it very seriously, and distribute as much as possible. When we distribute Bhagavatam, when we read Bhagavatam, we are not only pleasing Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is definitely pleased, when we are distributing his books. But all our acharyas, they are very pleased. And acharyas are pleased, and then Mahaprabhu is pleased. And Mahaprabhu is pleased, Radharani is pleased, and Krishna is pleased. Everybody is pleased just by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and distributing Srimad Bhagavatam. Reading is also important, and distribution also is very important. Because reading, we are doing it for our own benefit, but distributing, we are doing the benefit of the people at large. So when we give this charity out, it benefits so many people. So it is even more beneficial. When we distribute the mercy of Krishna, it is beneficial to everyone. So thank you all very much. I am very grateful to you that Gonatra Prabhu and gave me, all the devotees gave me this opportunity to speak about Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Gadhadhar Pandit. Thank you so much. And as we described, as we said earlier, that today we'll sing one song of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we'll sing Shri Radha, Jai Radha Madhav, as a small song. And after that, if any devotees have any questions or comments, probably comments only. I'm not really qualified to answer any questions about Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Gadhadhar Pandit. But if anybody has any, any contribution or comments to make, you can do so after this singing of this song. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Randana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Randana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Janavallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Bhaja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. If anybody has any questions or not questions, but if you have comments, you can have a contribution to make, please make so.
There was one comment.
We can do some announcements.
So there was one comment from Sumadhura Radhika Mataji. You can see that excellent class. Thank you very much for inspiring us to read and distribute Srimad Bhagavad Gita. You muted yourself, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sumadhura Radhika Mataji. Very kind of you. What do you go to Rush, Prabhu? If you have any announcements.
Okay, so Prabhu, thank you so much for wonderfully narrating about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we couldn't hear fully about Gadhadhar Pandit. So that's homework for us. It's always nice to read and know more about our acharyas. They worked hard and we are enjoying it. So it's always good to know about them. And so thank you so much. So I request all the devotees to go and read about Gadhadhar Pandit and also more about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We could only cover a little bit today. So thank you very much for that, Radha Mohan Prabhu. Just a couple of quick announcements. As Radha Mohan Prabhu mentioned, also most of the devotees are aware. The update on Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj is that his condition is stable but critical. This is the message I had. So the next 24 to 48 hours are very crucial. So all the devotees all over the world have been requested to offer prayers. So Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj is very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada and has done a great service, tremendous service to Prabhupada. So I request all the devotees to kindly offer prayers for his speedy recovery. Coming Friday, we have Bhajan Sandhya. So the class, there won't be any Bhagavatam class or Bhagavad Gita class. There will be Bhajan Sandhya and there will be a song sung. Bhajan is sung. And on Saturday, we have been doing a Bhagavatam seminar. Radhamohan Prabhu mentioned quite a bit about Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam studying and distributing. So it's good doing two things, just not distribute, but also to read. So simultaneously go, like, distribute and read. So he's very good speaker. I have plenty of experience, and this is going to be our third session on Saturday. And I know that lots of people were attending. So, the number of devotees crossed 100 one day. So please tune in for Saturday Bhagavatam class at 8 o'clock in the morning. On Sunday, we have a special guest again. So His Grace Sridama Prabhu from ISKCON Chowpatty has kindly agreed to give a class. So the topic will be announced. So he will be giving lecture on Sunday. So those are the announcements. So thank you very much, and Hare Krishna. Keep safe, and please take the advantage of these online classes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So there are a couple of more comments. Thank you for a beautiful class. Thank you very much for the wonderful pastime from devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Rib also, I'll exit.